I wanted to show you my paint tray, and that's all I use. Just a paint tray, but this one's a metal tray, but this, I've never used the metal tray. This is a plastic insert. You see? That thing, okay, yeah, it's got a little paint around the edge. I've never poured paint in there, and that thing's probably, 6 or 7 years old. And I've got extra trays like that. Now, see, I'm going to set this one off to the side. I'll set this one off to the side, and if I'm going to use it to cut in all this stuff, I'll set it off to the side, and then I can use it. Obviously, I'm not going to use this for any other painting, am I? Because it's the old semi-gloss, and I've got about an eighth of a gallon left for my cut-in, and I should be fine with that. So I'll probably cut in right from the can, you know what I mean? But if I wasn't, I could just pour it in here, or pour it in a little container, whatever. Then I let this one dry. I probably won't use this one anymore today. Okay? You've got it. You don't want to just let this skin over and then think, oh, I'll pour some other paint in it and start working with it. Even if this was 1 day old, I wouldn't want to pour a different color in here tomorrow, let's say, thinking, oh yeah, it's fine. Because depending how long you have that paint in there, it's going to activate and reactivate the other paint, and you could mix the two together, or this will loosen up. You'll see some clumps in there. You're going to think like, what is going on with that? And oh man, I shouldn't have used that paint tray. So I've got 5 or 6 paint trays, just like this one, and I got plenty of other paint trays for the rest of the project. Paint trays of which, hang on, let me get them. Let me get them, and I'll show you. I probably won't use a brand new one on this job. In fact, I haven't used a brand new one for a while. Here's some stuff that I've used. Okay, and this one, I don't know why this one's smaller than all the other ones, but I just leave all my knickknacks stuff in here. Okay, and so here, I haven't used this one for months, but see, that's a good one. I can use that for the eggshell for this room. This next one, I could use that for the semi-gloss paint, or I could use this one for the semi-gloss, this with the eggshell, or I could use this one. Now this one's an older one, and I used some other stuff in there, but I could use that in a pinch if I had to. It's all crinkly on the back. I put some duct tape on it, but I saved that for emergency purposes. And behind that, I believe, oh man, I think I have one new one that is on the back side of that. I might have used it. I might have used it, as a matter of fact. But in any case, that's just kind of what I do. And see, when I do the paint roller, I set that in front of it, because as you're rolling the paint on there, you want to get some of the excess off. And if you're not paying attention, it's just gonna whiz right back out on you. So in the room, in this next room, I might just take this along with me and put it like that. Just be careful and see if anything comes out here, and I think, oh, I better be more careful. Or if I don't, I would have to put this sideways, you know, off to the side, off to the left, and then do it over there, and reach over, and then do my wall, boom, 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 slide it over, boom, 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 and just be careful with it. And then the next one to the far left, put it over here on the right, do it, boom, boom, boom. You just see, this isn't enough to go this way, because you will splatter paint out there no matter how careful you are. Okay, but this is an old donut box. I've had this thing for years. And I just keep it with my paint stuff, and you know, I got a 5-gallon bucket with all kinds of paint brushes and rags and strainers and mixers, mixer sticks, 5-gallon mixer sticks, 1-gallon mixer sticks, different frames, cut-in brushes, throwaway brushes. And I can accumulate all that because I can afford to do that. Why? Because I don't pay anybody to do all the painting. And like I said, if you weren't with me, or if you missed that, you know, if somebody would have charged my friend to do all this painting for her, I'm guessing $3,500 to paint all this. Okay, it costs like $150 of paint that I'm using, one tube of caulking, and some masking tape. You know, probably $165. Less, no paintbrushes, nothing like that, because I got all that stuff. Okay, and this room, it's not very big, but there's so much stuff they have to move, so much stuff you have to put back together. You can't just paint all this stuff in place and go around things and different things and slide the bed out 1 foot and try to get in behind, push the bed back up, and do the same with the dresser. No, the headboard was attached to it, and this heavy particle board. You start sliding things out. Instead of doing it the proper way, you could rip your dresser apart, pull it apart. If it's particle board, you know, all kinds of things that can go iffy. You know what I mean? And I had to patch different areas and do some nail holes and do some different things. All the different things I've showed you. Okay, and when I get done, I'm gonna have to put it all back together. But it's just my labor. It's just my labor, and it's only your labor. This whole thing costs less than $200 for all the materials. But if you paid somebody to do all this, you're probably looking at $3,500. If you disagree with that, send me a message. Say, hey, Video Joe, I think you're way too high, or maybe I'm too low. Okay, but the beauty is, that's what my videos are about, trying to help you save money around the house. This just happens to be a painting segment, a painting course, mini course, wherever you're seeing it. I've got all kinds of stuff for electrical, ceiling fans, air conditioning, wall mount air conditioning units, drywall repairs and patching, and plumbing repairs and installs, and all the kind of stuff that you need to learn how to do around the house, those types of things. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I'll be right back to show you more. Now, as for covering that table and the surround area, this would be the time that if I had a little bag of plastic, you know, thin plastic, maybe a tarp size, 12 by 12, 10 by 10, 9 by 9. In fact, I should probably carry one of those with me for times like this where I could just need it, you know, just for this, because I could drape it over this whole thing and be done with it. As it is, I'm going to have to do it and fashion it out of craft paper. But I know I can do it. I'll Joe Guyver it for sure.